So I just got finished doing my morning prayers, and it also happens to be Fraud Check Friday, so I figured it makes perfect sense to pray on the downfall of some UFC fighters. You guys know that I keep it uber respectful over here. I'm usually never hating, I'm always glazing, I'm always respectful of all fighters. But we get that one day a week, Friday, my favorite day of the week, where it's time to do some fraud checking. And as someone who is perpetually down bad, I figure I am the one to do this. I am the one to project all of my pain on others, especially those who get hit in the head for my entertainment. So you guys are welcome for this breathtaking content. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, duplicate accounts, and duplicate said actions. So yeah, we're going to start off with Chris Weidman. And I know that you guys are probably thinking, but White Piece, Chris Weidman, his downfall started a decade ago. Nah, you see, it's not good enough. Have we seen him get knocked out like 10 times in the past 10 years? Yeah, we have, but it's not good enough. Have we seen him break his leg in the same way Anderson Silva broke his leg against Chris Weidman? Yeah, we have. Guess what? It's not good enough. I'm going to need to see that other leg get broken as well. I'm going to need to see him get knocked out at least 10 more times, and that's me being pretty generous. This guy is so insufferable. Every time this guy opens his mouth, I just want to summon all of the fighters that have finished him to just beat him down all at the same time. I want this guy, until Chris Weidman is a complete vegetable, until I see him joining the VeggieTales, I want him to beat Eric Anders. I want this man to go on a win streak just so he can get close to a title shot. I want him to get his confidence up even more, and I want him to get beaten down. I want to see someone tear him down more viciously than it's ever been done before. I want to see him get knocked out 10 times in one fight. I want to see that other leg break, and I just want to see him crushed. This guy is so fucking insufferable, and I'm glad that, most people are starting to see it now. Everything he says is just complete bullshit. He's a fucking cheater. Most people at his gym are just clowns, bro. Like Aljamain Sterling, we're going to be talking about him too. Like the guys who just reach for the canvas and try and milk illegal knees to say, I'm on base, can't touch me. And then when they get touched, they fucking cry about it. They're so fucking annoying, bro. Ever since Chris Weidman got TKO'd by Gegard Mousasi, he was trying to reach for the canvas to try and milk an illegal knee. And then when he got kneed, he tried to milk it and get a DQ TKO, but when it was ruled a TKO for Gegard Mousasi, then this man started bitching and moaning because he wanted the TKO. This guy is a complete fucking fraud. His title run is fraudulent. His whole career is fraudulent. The fact that he is even discussed among middleweight greats is completely disgusting to me. Dricus du Plessis laps him in accolades, and Chris Weidman does not belong anywhere near GOAT talk ever. This guy is a complete joke. He's an eye-poking fraud, too. This man eye-poked Bruno Silva like 10 times in the fight and then tried to gaslight him, saying like, oh, well, that's your problem and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Respectfully, Chris Weidman, get the fuck out of here. You get no respect. Zero respect from White Piece MMA, and I say that with all due respect. If I don't see you get slept 10 more times, then it's just not good enough. It's not good enough, respectfully. And we might as well get Aljamain Sterling out of the way, too, for pretty much the same reasons as Chris Weidman, except he got a title run out of milking illegal knees. He just fights like such a vagina, bro. Look, I think he's friendlier than Chris Weidman. I don't think he's as much of a piece of shit as Chris Weidman. I don't really think he's a piece of shit at all. I just think he fights like a bitch, and I want to see him get knocked out again. I don't think he's going to beat Movsar Evloev. I think he's going to edge out a decision because that's all he ever does. But yeah, we'll be talking about him later, trust me. But yeah, dude, I want Aljamain Sterling to win so I can see him go up against Ilia Topuria. This guy is such a clown. At least he's self-aware enough to, when he says that he's going to beat Ilia Topuria, at least he's literally dressed from head to toe in clown attire. I can at least respect that. I think that's very funny. But yeah, dude, I want to see him get slept. Not because I don't like his personality. I think he's fine. I think he's very cringe when he turns it on. But when he's just getting on my level and keeping it real and keeping it 100% objective, I think he's a fine dude. I just need to see him get slapped again. I need to see him out of the mix. And people, dude, there are people complaining that he is not on the pound for pound list. Tell me where he belongs on the pound for pound list. Tell me where. What has he done? His whole title run is completely fraudulent. Yeah, he had some good wins at bantamweight, some legitimate good wins at bantamweight, but none of them were found in his title run at all. And yeah, he moved up and he beaten down Calvin Kattar, who will never be the same after his ACL tear. It's not that impressive. And him beating Movsar Evloev, if he even does that, it's not going to be impressive either, because I don't consider Movsar Evloev an impressive fighter in any way whatsoever. But yeah, dude, people are complaining that he's on the prelims of UFC 310. Bro, he belongs on the prelims. Why the fuck would you want to see him on the main card? You know, what kind of a sick person are you to want Aljamain Sterling taking up a main card spot? Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie has way more pay-per-views written on it than Aljamain Sterling, bro. Aljamain Sterling does not pull in any pay-per-view revenue whatsoever, and he especially is not going to do that with Movsar Evloev, and that's just facts. Let's move on to Ian Garry. All right, now I'm upset. Look, it's all been said. It's not new to want Ian Garry to go to sleep. It's not new to prey on Ian Garry's downfall. But, you know, I don't need to be unique to spit facts. This guy needs to go to sleep. It needs to happen, and it is going to happen. It's going to happen on the same card as Aljamain Sterling's downfall. You know, that downfall is going to be perpetuated, and the beginning of Ian Garry's downfall will take place on the same day. Shavkat Rakhmonov is going to fucking dispose of this fraud. I cannot wait for that. I have never, ever seen a more unlikable piece of filth on the UFC roster in my life. I would much rather hang out with Farhad Asania, Jon Jones, every Dagestani fighter on the roster. I would rather hang out with Chris Weidman than hang out with Ian Garry. This guy is disgusting. Vegan, automatically, you prey on the downfall of a vegan. Vegans do not belong in the UFC. It should be in the contract, in the UFC contract. If you're a vegan, it should be in big, bold letters. If you are a vegan, you are not welcome here. You should have to prove that you are not a vegan to be fighting in the UFC. This guy has the most pathetic, soybean-infested, estrogenic physique I have ever seen. How are you 8 fights into the UFC, and every single time we see you, you look more and more soy? It's so gross. Like, if he started eating meat, I would start respecting him more. If he bought Lucas Tracy's cookbook, I would respect him more. If he stopped having herpes, I would respect him more. If he stopped sitting in the chair in the corner while his nutritionist and his wife get it on, I would respect him more. If he didn't slander Neil Magny. Dude, imagine slandering Neil Magny. Like, I understand that the guy has a fucking ridiculously awful hairline, but, you know, that's where the cooking ends. He could have ruined Neil Magny's life with that garbage-ass trash talk. This guy thinks that he's the second coming of Conor McGregor, yet he has zero sauce on the mic. He's boring as fuck. I would rather watch anything than watch Ian Garry fight, bro. The only reason I watch him fight is because I want to see him lose. And that's the only reason he's a draw, bro. Nobody likes this guy. If you say that you like this guy, you just want to be different. You're lying. And your lies are not welcome on my channel. We only spit facts here. We keep it 100% real here. And if you claim to be an Ian Garry fan, you're full of shit. There's nothing likable about this guy at all. He's ugly. His physique is trash. His, you know, no fucking skills on the mic. Very overrated striker. This guy is so fucking annoying, bro. He just has the mind of a snobby child that no one would ever want to hang out with. This guy would definitely have zero friends in high school. All throughout his youth, I guarantee he had no real friends because no one likes this guy. No one. What, is he on gym number 3 right now? Because, you know, people in the gym don't want to fucking train with him. Who the fuck would want to be around this clown other than a maniac? Other than a sick person like his wife? You know, his wife is taking advantage of him, literally wagging this man. And by the time their kid is in high school, she's going to be 60 years of age. This guy's got clear mommy issues. Shit needs to be solved, bro. You got to fix your mommy issues. You got to forgive your mother. You got to stop the veganism. You got to lay off the soy. You need to tune up your skills on the mic. Maybe get some skills on the mic and stop acting like you are the second coming of Conor McGregor, bro. You're nothing like him. You never will be anything like him. And we need to see you go to sleep. The only problem I have about your downfall, about your inevitable downfall on UFC 310 is that it's not Bilal Muhammad putting you in your place. You know, I'll take Shavkat. I will take Shavkat Rakhmonov doing it. Whoever does it, they got my respect. But even though it is going to be Shavkat Rakhmonov, you know, I got to have a word with Shavkat Rakhmonov, bro. I'm praying on your downfall too. You know why? Because you're disrespecting Bilal Muhammad, bro. Ilya gets away with it because I love him. But, you know, Shavkat, look, I like you. but I don't love you. And you disrespecting Bilal Muhammad like that, bro, you got another thing coming. You are going to get fucking erased. You're going to get broken. You're going to be finished. Your entire career is going to be altered. It's going to be very similar to Darren Till. You're cooked, buddy. You are on my list. And it's unfortunate that you have to be on my list because, who doesn't like Shavkat Rakhmonov? You're a clown. Again, you want to be different if you're a Shavkat Rakhmonov hater. I'm not a hater, but I'm praying on the downfall because Bilal Muhammad is my king. And whoever is disrespecting my king, I got to be loyal. And I got to pray on your downfall, sir. You are going down. Your record will still possess a 100% finishing rate, but, one of those finishes on that record, it's going to be you being finished, sir. You're going to be knocked unconscious, and then you're going to be woken up with hammer fists, and then you're going to be put back to sleep via submission by Bilal Muhammad because that's just what he does. That's what we do. Bilal and I, we run the show, and I see a lot of complaints in the comments about Bilal Muhammad glaze. Well, guess what, guys? You better get used to it because it's not slowing down ever. And if you are a Shavkat supporter, if you think that Shavkat is going to be Bilal Muhammad, you're a clown, and I'm praying on your downfall too. Let's talk Jon Jones. I mean, look, I probably should have started off with Jon Jones, but, I spent like the last 2 weeks just doing hit piece after hit piece on Jon Jones. Look, I've put my time in. I am owed Jon Jones asleep on the canvas. That is what I'm owed for all of the time and money I have put into this company from the beginning of this company, from me building this company from the ground up. I deserve to see Jon Jones unconscious on the canvas in a pool of his own blood. That is just what I deserve. It's what I demand. It is what I am owed. I am simply owed this. Out of all humility and respect, Lord, I am begging for this fraud to get knocked unconscious. We need this. I need to see the fans go in hiding again. I need to see this clown get his mouth sewn shut. I am so sick of this clown glazing himself. Unlike myself, he just has zero humility whatsoever. There is nothing likable about this guy. Beat his fiance of 10 plus years in front of his kids, as I've said, has failed multiple drug tests. And, the UFC will just cover for him. The amount of fucking coverage this guy gets in the UFC is so aggravating. Like, I just want to see this guy gone. His entire career is a no contest. But wait, Peace, you're just being a hater, man. You're like, when are you going to get over it? I'm never going to get over it. I cannot carry on in my life functionally until I see Jon Jones go to sleep. And that may sound very pathetic, and that's because it is. As the representative for all UFC fans, for all real MMA fans, this is what we want. This is what we need. And when we want and need something, that's a very powerful combination, guys. We can make this happen. We just need to get the Tom Aspinall fight made, and then it is settled. Jon Jones will be knocked the fuck out. It'll be great. But until then, I'm going to keep praying on the downfall. I've been praying on his downfall ever since I entered the company, and that investment will pay off. I know it will, because everyone who I have hated on in the UFC, at least in real time, all of them have fallen. And Jon Jones is no different. He will not rise above the rest because he is not the GOAT. He is not untouchable like you fucking weird Jon Jones clownish fanboys seem to say. No. There's a reason why he ducked Tom Aspinall, and there's a reason why he's still trying to. Old man Stipe, no hip Stipe, 42 years of age Stipe, retirement community living Stipe was putting his hands on Jon Jones. Oldest man on the roster tagging up Jon Jones. Imagine what Tom Aspinall is going to do. You guys don't want to imagine that. You guys don't want to accept it, and that is why you are in denial, but it's okay. That denial will come to an end, guys. It will. I have hope that Jon Jones will be flattened on the canvas, and I have faith that he will be flattened on the canvas, and I say that with all due humility, charity, love, and respect. This is just something that needs to happen. It needs to. And let's talk about the Dagestanis. Look, I need to see all of them experience the downfall. That goes for Islam Makhachev. That goes for Movsar Evloev. That goes for Umar Nurmagomedov. That goes for Magomed Fraud Kalayev. I just need to see it. I'm so sick of these guys. Again, I know it's not original to be hating on Dagestani fighters, guys, but these guys are just so fucking annoying. There is no room for the McPoyles in the UFC. I don't want them here. They're ugly. They're fucking annoying. They ruin the sport. They're just so uninteresting, bro. Like, it was cool when it was just Khabib and Islam, I guess, but like, bro, the takeover is just unfair. They shouldn't even be here. They're all on steroids. They're all inbred, bro. Being inbred and on steroids is not fair. From the womb, they're wrestling like, bro, this shit is not fair. It's one thing to be training from the get, but to be inbred and on steroids on top of that and fucking annoying, I have no room for this. There's a zero tolerance policy for Dagestanis in the UFC, especially Movsar Evloev. He's got to fucking go. I actually don't even know if he's Dagestani, but he's Dagestani enough. Magomed Fraudkalaev, I cannot wait to see Chadlix Pereira sew this clown's mouth shut. He is talking way too much. It needs to be ended. I'm so fucking sick of Magomed Fraudkalaev, bro. I am beyond tired of this clown. It is too much. And Umar Nurmagomedov, get the fuck out of here, bro. I am sick of it. I am so sick of it. And that's all that needs to be said, bro. They just need to go. I'm so sick and tired of it, bro. It is so boring. And their fans are so fucking annoying. They're up there with Jon Jones fanboys, bro. They just gotta fucking go, man. And that's all I gotta say about Dagestani fanboys. I don't even need to elaborate much. I just need to see them fucking go. Respectfully. The last one I really gotta talk about is women's divisions, bro. I demand to see women to be eradicated from the UFC. I'm not talking about putting them down, not in that way. They just need to be removed from the UFC. You know, we need to see an immediate downfall for women in the UFC. We need to just see them nuked from the fucking company. I am so sick of them polluting this company. I have had enough. I mean, the fact that we have Juliana Pena as the bantamweight champ right now, Zhang Wei Li, who fights once a year, she ruined the strawweight division. I remember when the strawweight division was good and, you know, she became champ again and now it's just ruined again. It's just so pointless to have women in the UFC, bro. You know, we got fucking Valentina Shevchenko as the champ again. Down bad. I'm making a down bad part 2 list soon. And, you know, the women's divisions are going to be on there because I have never seen a more horrific state of women's MMA in my life. This is terrible. To the point where I'm begging Amanda Nunes to come back. But no, because if she comes back, then there's a higher chance of the women's division staying. And I just can't live with that. I just can't do it. So Dana White, I'm talking to you. God, I'm talking to you. I am praying right now for the downfall of women's MMA. I mean, look, we've already been experiencing it. Well, no, the fans have been experiencing the downfall even more because we are the ones who have to suffer this garbage. But let's let them suffer by just removing them from the company. Take their jobs away. They can go to fucking Invicta, bro. There's organizations for women's only MMA, and they shit the bed. They fail because nobody likes them. Nobody wants to watch them. So why do you force me to watch them? Why is there 2 unknown females polluting the main card of UFC 309, the one Madison Square Garden card a year we get? We are polluted with an irrelevant female fight. This is why they just need to go. I've been done for a while, but I'm really done now. I'm really done. If I don't see them gone within the next year, I will delete my channel and I'm done. I'm packing my bags and I'm moving on to a different fandom. I will make content on, you know, a different topic because I can't fucking do this anymore, guys. I cannot handle this much frustration. I'm going to have a full head of gray hair by the time I'm 30 if I have to keep watching women's MMA. I'm going to have a fucking head of white hair if I do not see all of these people experience the most steep downfall in UFC history. It needs to happen. It just needs to. It needs to. Oh, and I forgot to mention Mario Batista. He's on here too. Need to see that downfall. Self-explanatory. Figured I'd just chime that in there. But yeah, those are the main downfalls I'm praying for in the UFC. You guys are welcome for this breathtaking, highly sophisticated, highly mature, respectful content. You guys know that I love keeping it respectful. You guys know I like keeping it kindest, most gentlest soul in the MMA world. That's me. And I keep forgetting to plug this. I got a Twitter, White Piece MMA. It's on the screen and it's going to be in the description. Go ahead and give me a follow if you're on Twitter. I'm not really too active on there, but the more followers I get, the more active I will be. I spit facts over there as well. And I do have memberships coming soon. I'm going to demand each and every one of my subscribers to become a member. If I do not see 2,000 members immediately, like if I do not see membership start rolling in, well, guess what? I'm closing the channel because I don't do this shit for free anymore. I demand compensation. This is simply what I'm owed, and I say that respectfully. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Horse Beef MMA and I are also going to be collaborating here soon. So again, keep an eye out for that. Just breathtaking content all around. No one, and I do repeat, no one puts out the content that we do. Different levels of testosterone, different levels of aura, different levels of humility. If you guys want to be test maxers, if you guys want to be humility maxers, if you guys want to be aura maxers, then like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, duplicate accounts, and duplicate said actions. If you guys want to be weak pipsqueak, Ian Garry loving beta males, well, do the complete opposite. Goodbye.